So that happened.
I mean,
I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. I am just, I think back to the original Jurassic Park. I think back to the fresh-faced, wide-eyed youth I was back in '93, and just all the wonder that movie brought into my life. And I flash back even a few years ago when I took a very special lady on our very first date, and we went to the drive-in to see a double feature of Jurassic Park and Jaws, and it was magical. I think of all the beautiful things that Jurassic Park has done for me and how it opened my eyes, and it really was a turning point. And now it's this.
It is this.
And
actually, it is what? And that is the question.
Yes.
So, why don't you explain what we went to go see?
I don't even know what we went to go see. We went to go see Jurassic World generic subtitle.
Jurassic World Dominion.
Dominion. I couldn't even remember the subtitle of it. Which its big selling point, it was sold on 2 points. Number one, that dinosaurs and humans were going to be living together, which was not going to go well, and that it was
shockingly,
and that it was going to do the same thing that every one of these type of movies does, and bring back the legacy cast, reuniting Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum to interact with the new generation. And that was pretty much it. And it's pretty clear that beyond that, they had no fucking clue what they wanted to do.
I felt like 4 different writers wrote 4 different movies, and they put them in a blender.
Yes.
And they poured out this Jurassic smoothie.
It was all over the place.
I mean, you start off and you have this, I don't know what you would call it, like a social justice thriller.
Yeah.
And then you've got a cowboy movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a spy movie.
Yes.
And it jumps around so much.
It really lingered in like the Bond spy movies. Like it started out like in the middle section, yeah. Like they have a chunk like right out of Casino Royale.
Yes.
Complete with music that sounds exactly like Casino Royale.
Yes.
And then it like converts to like a 60s Bond movie with bad guys and secret bases and underground layers and shit.
Oh my gosh, there's spies and like earpieces. Yeah, like
yeah.
I mean, and then for a while we were in the what's that thing called in Star Wars? The place where they
the cantina? Yeah.
Cantina. We were in the cantina.
All you were missing was the do 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 do. That's all you were missing.
And I'm sorry. Did some of the dinosaurs seem more fake than they did in 1993?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I thought so.
Yep. They all it was it was all very fake. It was I mean that has been a standing problem with these there's been a lot of problems with these Jurassic World movies, but one of the big ones is, and it's a problem with Hollywood now, is just like Jurassic Park itself, just like the message it brought out with the technology, and you're gonna run away with it, and Jurassic Park merged with CGI and practical effects and really created something that still holds up, and all of these other movies are just all CGI and it just looks cheap as shit.
Like, honestly, several times while watching this, we referenced the Dark Crystal.
Yes!
But the Dark Crystal's animatronics were better than some of these dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, okay. So that's the other thing. They're in a classic. This film reeks of, this is the second movie I've compared to The Rise of Skywalker recently. And this movie is another one that reeks of last-minute rewrites, or we don't know what the fuck we're doing, or we never planned for this. And overcorrection. So they wanted to, go with the new evidence and science that's been coming out that dinosaurs didn't look like the dinosaurs we've all grown up with.
Yeah.
They have feathers. So they really wanted to try to overcorrect that. And yeah, it looked like they were being chased by Skeksis.
It was awesome.
It was like, what is happening here?
I actually like the Skeksis. It was the cave dinosaurs that were the most egregious to me.
Yeah.
Like, they looked like, honestly, I've been to theme parks with better.
Yeah, they did. It did. Like from a moment they get lost on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
And like I said, the guy who ends up being the villain, it would have been more shocking if he wasn't the villain.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as he walks in, you're like, oh, bad guy.
It's like, oh, look, it's the new head of Evil Co.
He may as well have had the name tag bad guy on him. Like,
yes.
It was completely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I mean, he's just another, welcome to Evil Co. We're doing
evil things.
We're doing things.
And you know what? They didn't follow up on clues that they left. What is that thing? Is it Chekhov that
Chekhov's gun.
Yes. So if
the rule of Chekhov's gun is have a gun.
Right. But also, if you have a gun, you must do something with the gun.
Yes. So
he's chewing on these suspicious Nutri-Grain bars the whole time through the movie, and they did nothing with that.
I have a feeling that was the actor thinking this is brilliant.
Oh, this is just like when Tony in the Marvel Cinematic Universe just eats snacks all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you were not...
Here's, again, going with this, the whole problem with this fucking Jurassic World series is that nobody's evil plan makes any fucking sense.
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, they just kind of glanced on the evil plan. They kind of so much of the other stuff they're shoving down your throat and over-explaining. And then, as far as the evil plan goes, it was just kind of like, whisper.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's like, oh, go more into that. Like, why? Also, giant dinosaurs, I can handle. I did not sign up for giant bugs. Okay? Did not sign up for that.
But my thing is, okay, original Jurassic Park, man's hubris. Hammond built the thing because he could, and, much like the Titanic before him, it came back to bite him in the ass. Okay, makes sense. Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Evil company is trying to recoup some of the millions upon billions of dollars they lost thanks to Jurassic Park, and are going to try to bring live dinosaurs to a zoo to recount those losses. Okay, makes fucking sense.
Right.
No evil plot in any of these Jurassic World movies has made even the slightest bit of sense. Here...
No, I would disagree with you on this one. I would just, because it's man greed, it's greed,
but okay,
evil corporations don't do things for the good of humanity, they do them for greed.
Okay, but here's the thing. So Bob Evil, who is, I think, supposed to be the guy who paid off Nedry to steal the embryos in the first movie,
theoretically,
but not played by the same actor. I checked on that.
Yeah,
but I think that's supposed to be him. So they create new locusts with prehistoric locust DNA.
They're massive
for reasons,
and because they breed them so that they eat everyone's corner wheat that's not made by Biosense.
No,
yes.
Because when we first introduced them, and Ellie Sadler goes and talks to the woman, she goes, "Hey, is that your property that they ate?" No, that's Biosense. It's only eating theirs.
No, it didn't eat the neighbors because her field was blank, and then the corn on the other side was fine.
Oh, okay. All right. So I retract what I said. It makes minor sense.
Because they're trying to, they will only be the ones who can produce the corn and grain.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, and it does hit on the fact that, environmental change is devastating the food system in the world. That's a real thing. And if they would have really just focused on, you know, the food aspect of it, rather than having three other movies going at the same time.
If they had focused on, and they could have done that simply by following through on the thing they had set up of dinosaurs are now living amongst us, and we have to, you know, that is going to destroy us or not. You could have used all that as the metaphor. No, we got to go off on cowboy movie, revenge plot, kidnapping, Bond movie.
Yeah, and the whole point, like, at the beginning, I like the way they did the exposition at the beginning, but they, like, go off on this whole tangent about how, like, humans and dinosaurs, are we going to be able to figure out how to live together? And at the end, they magically have.
Yeah.
There's no stepping stone to that.
Yeah, in the end, they're all the dinosaurs are just grazing with other creatures, and, you know, and we're all just like, hey, buddy, and the dinosaurs are like, hey, friend, you know.
Yeah. No, it was ridiculous.
So,
but yeah, if they would have just picked one lane and stayed in it, then it would have been fine.
So let's break this down. So we've got the cowboy movie spy plot with our new leads, Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt and Maisie from the last movie,
Isabella Sermon,
who the producers seemed to think was a great character that everybody was so interested in, and they are not.
I found her character more interesting in this one than I did in the last one. The last one, we were talking about this earlier, the last one was like a character or a painting that had started off really well, but then the artist got tired and just kind of like scribbled the rest of it. You know, like this one, I felt more like, okay, I get what's going on here. But again, it got lost because there were 3 other movies going on at the same time.
And so, I mean, they're all the same. It's still Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard with no chemistry.
No, they have absolutely no chemistry.
None.
Absolutely none. I liked Bryce Dallas Howard better in this, but my problem is, even though I like her character better in this iteration, there was no arc to get there.
No.
Like, I never have felt like there has been a believable pathway from the character she was in the first movie to now.
No, and that was a big sin, in my opinion, with the last one, too, because in the first one, she's a Hallmark character, a busy businesswoman who's so busy with business.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't care about the dinosaurs, and then somehow, after a traumatic experience of being chased and almost eaten by them, suddenly she's a dinosaur activist.
Right.
It's like, how the hell did that happen? If that was me, I'd be the first one on the front line going, kill the fuckers. You know?
Yeah, and like I said, you know, I bet a lot of it was due to, like, the criticism she got about the character in the first one, but I just, like, I don't know. It was like having sex with Owen turned her into a softer creature.
Yes.
And, like, that is the most Hallmark thing of all.
And I know it was a big thing in the first movie, and maybe it's the first Jurassic World movie, I should say. And maybe if it's instinct, but I swear to God, if they did the goddamn hand thing one more time, every time a wild dinosaur popped up, I understand doing it when he encounters Blue because she's trained, and that might work. But every time when they're in the cantina and they set all the dinosaurs, he's out there. Like, he's got the fucking force.
I mean,
it's like, stop that. They're wild animals. It's not gonna... Try that in the wild. Go up to a lion and go...
It just makes him look like a video game character.
Yeah.
The way he, like, the crouch and the hand.
Yeah, he's all crouch. Yeah, he's in his ready pose.
Yeah.
And then the girl does it too. She's like...
I know. But that makes
She's
sense.
got the shinin.
That one made sense because she just did it to the baby raptor that she'd been around. Like, that actually made sense, but I don't know. Like, there were some parts of this that were okay. Like, there were some parts that I enjoyed. One of my complaints about the last couple of movies is that there's nobody then in the movie who was like, hey, this is crazy. There's dinosaurs. Or, like, this is not normal. Or, like, pointing out the abnormal things that are happening around them. Okay? This one, you did have Dr. Ian Malcolm, the one other man in the world I'm allowed to kiss. You did have him going, So you made a promise to a dinosaur, like, you know, like you did have. So I did enjoy that.
Okay, you're gonna be so mad at me.
Oh my God! If you insult Dr. Ian Malcolm,
I'm
in this car right now. I
I'm
will stop
sorry.
and you can get out.
I'm sorry. He was. This was when I go and see Jeff Goldblum in a Jurassic Park movie. I want to see him at his Jeff Goldblumiest.
He was doing
and he was so disinterested.
No, he was doing the Jeff Goldblum, the pause.
His lines. There was no energy behind any. And that's not just on him. I felt that way with all of our legacy cast. That they were just like, fine, give me the paycheck.
Well, no, I think that it's direction, because like I turned to you like halfway through the movie and I was like, did Sam Neill lose talent?
And the answer to that is no, because Sam Neill, like Jeff Goldblum, is awesome.
But it was,
and so is Laura Dern. No disrespect to Laura Dern.
They were not directed well.
They all three of them just look like
having the amount, and that makes me kind of feel bad for Bryce Dallas Howard and Isabella Sermon and Damonda Wise and all of them, because maybe they are better than we think they are, but they've just been subjected to bad direction.
I don't. It may be. I mean, it is completely possible. I'm not going to discount that. It's just, I was hoping, you know, but yeah, all three of them, they look like. I hate to use this comparison. It's such a mean comparison. They literally look like someone's dad and mom who's been convinced to be in their cheap made in the backyard movie, and they're like, we're doing it for the kids. We don't really know what we're doing here.
There were some moments that were good, like Laura Dern and Bryce Dallas Howard in the basement. Like that felt more original, you know. There, like the part where Dr. E. Malcolm's giving the lecture, and that, like, there was just some parts that were very genuine, but a lot of the stuff that I had issues with about them were the mirroring scenes. So, like, when there's a T-Rex and they're in a car spinning around, or, oh my God, all of a sudden, there's, like, some guy, like, looking very closely and then getting away, you know?
Yeah.
And it was, like, there's a way to do nostalgia and homage well, and this was not it.
Yeah.
This was not it. And so...
And you know, I'm going to bring this up again. I brought it up when I reviewed the last one all those years ago. You know what I'm going to say, because we talked about it on the way here. You're bringing back all these legacy characters. Where the fuck are Lex and Tim? How come no love for Lex and Tim?
I know you've got all the love for Lex.
You know,
I know,
not even a passing. I was hoping that, you know, after when they got tossed upside down in the car, you know, another leg. If they would have said, "Has anyone heard from Tim?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard from him lately? Oh yeah, he's doing good." You know, it's like they.
Not even a mention of it.
Yeah, it's like, come on. They were just as important to that first movie and that legacy as any of those three.
But,
you know,
not everybody was as obsessed with Ariana Richards as
well, then everybody was wrong. Okay? You know, I have always felt the burden of being right. Much like Dr. Ian Malcolm.
I was going to say.
Much like Dr. Ian Malcolm, I too, you know, have the curse of being right all the time.
Yeah. But, it was like, there were just little moments that were, you know, that like they were, you know, nods to the original, you know, like he unbuttons his shirt a little bit.
Yeah, and then he buttons it back up.
And I just don't get the whole concept in the Jurassic World, that's like they split up Alan and Ellie, like what?
See, I actually did. I remember a lot of people when Jurassic Park 3 came out, the biggest thing, the biggest criticism, oh, Alan and Ellie aren't together. Alan and Ellie aren't together. Relationships sometimes don't work.
Yeah.
I mean,
it had a very...
You know, nobody's bitching that in the new Top Gun movie, Tom Cruise didn't end up with the woman from the first one.
Plenty of people are, because of the fact that Kelly McGillis like put on some weight and she actually aged into her age.
So I didn't hear that.
And that's why she wasn't in the movie.
I got
So
you.
plenty of people have mentioned about that.
But it's like, so, I mean, not everybody can be us.
Right.
Not everybody's as awesome as we are.
But it did have, that was another Star Wars thing that it harkened back to, was the, Han and Leia on the airfield.
Yeah.
Connecting, like, that was a very...
so, like, that never bothered me, because it's like, okay, sometimes relationships don't work, people.
Yeah.
It's that's... Hell, if Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt can break up in between movies...
Yeah.
Now they didn't do that this time. They didn't pull a Dewey and Gale this time, so I'm happy about that. But if they can break up in between movies so they can get back together in the next one, it can happen. I mean, so I never quite got that criticism. It's like that happens sometimes.
Okay, good points. I want to hear what you think are good points in them. Damonda Wise.
Yeah.
I think probably
I liked
the
her.
most interesting character in this movie.
I liked her, and she's the only one bringing any kind of energy to the proceedings. One note character, but at least that one note was played loudly and proudly, and wasn't just, hi, here we are, checking it off, give me the paycheck.
That Bryce Dallas Howard brought a lot of energy. I'm just not sure that it was the right kind.
I'm always happy to see, and I can never remember her name, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. The girl who plays the Bond villain henchman in
my gosh.
She was in Doll's House, and was a very good actor. And I'm always happy to see her in things, because she's a really good actor. And
I'm just happy to see female henchmen.
And she plays a badass really well. It's completely out of tone with the rest of the movie, but it's like it did make me go, wow, I kind of wish she'd play a Bond villain.
Yeah,
that would be great.
It had a really kind of the last couple of episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah. It really, you're right. It was like, there was a lot of that, like the spray, the laser technology to get the Raptor. Yeah, it was like, you did expect, Sam and Bucky to come charging in any second. We'll save you,
hey, they
Star-Lord.
Every other character in the world, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing I would say is that in the realm of Jurassic Park children, Isabella, what's her last name?
Sermon.
Isabella Sermon is one of the better actors.
Yeah.
So, points for that.
Yeah, I didn't find her obnoxious.
No, she was way above those two dipshits from the first Jurassic World movie.
Who were kind of there a little bit, like vaguely, like they came in just a little bit in this one too. But I just like the things that you love about the first one, like. It tried to redo them and it just fell apart. Like it was flat. Now I loved Dr. Ian Malcolm, and we will have that discussion later. I did, I really think they pushed the whole, Claire and Owen are her parents now thing a little hard.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we get it. Like, you're not trying to convince us that's not.
That was another thing. They had a WBCW movie going on there for a while. You're not my mom.
But they never did that. She never did that.
Yeah, she did. When you went to the restroom there, she goes to Lisa, like, where is or Maisie, where are you going? You're not my mom.
See, I had to go to the bathroom because it was like a full hour into the movie before they stopped introducing subplots.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I guess the other thing I'll say, even though all of it was, God, every action scene was so fucking boring.
Oh my God.
But at least I like that they introduced some new dinosaurs and did some fun things with them. But I just, Here's the thing.
I don't need to see any more dinosaur fights.
Here's the thing. I truly feel, and it's interesting because I just saw the preview for the next fucking Predator movie, which looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's gonna be good, but it looks good. And every time I've reviewed a Predator movie, I've said the exact same thing I'm gonna say about Jurassic Park. It was lightning in a bottle.
Right.
It worked once, and everybody has come along saying we can get it to work again. And it never does. It never does. And part of it is just you can't recreate that time, that place, and everything else, and
hey, we talked about this earlier. I just don't know that Steven Spielberg has the willpower to make good movies anymore.
Well, and like I say, he's the executive producer, so all he did was kind of sign the checks and makes the money. He doesn't.
But he could have done more. He could have made it better, but I just don't think he's got the desire to actually produce good things anymore. So
this is look. Bottom line, it was long. It was.
When we Googled it, the first thing that pops up is Jurassic World Dominion 6 hours long. It's like, no, but it feels that way.
Yeah. It was boring. It was stupid, and not even, God forgive me for what I'm about to say. At least all of the other Jurassic Park sequels had the common courtesy to be stupid, at least in some kind of fun way. Right. At least in a way that when I came out, I was filled with rage and could vent and rant about. This one I came out of and I was so fucking tired. Like, I had no willpower left. It's like this drained everything. And I'm sorry, if you like something, then that's great.
Right.
If you like something, if it works for you, if it touches you, if it inspires you, then wonderful. Nobody else's opinion should ever take away from something you enjoy. But I cannot help but feel that our collective bar, our standard, has been lowered so much that fucking Transformers, that fucking Godzilla movie, and fucking this, it ends and people are, yay! Do not clap for this. Do not clap for this. Okay? This is not the portals opening in Avengers Endgame.
No.
Okay? This is not all three Spider-Men coming together in No Way Home. This is not worth your applause. Do not fucking do that.
Yeah, it was like, I've been to movies that ended and people clapped, but yeah, this one is...
I have too, and there have been some where I've done it too, but for this?
Yeah, no, it
fuck.
was not good.
Bring your standards up.
It was not good.
No.
It was convoluted. It was heavy. Nothing paid off.
The music was like trying to keep up with the various genre changes because it was all over the place. When they're playing the music in the at the end credits, it's like, and here's the Bond theme, and here's the MCU theme, and here's the...
Like, at one point, it's like, dude, yeah, I get it. You're trying to be suspenseful. And then, like, the guy tells you that the locusts don't die, so set them on fire? Like, what are you trying to do?
Well, he said they're not dying naturally. It's not, you can't kill them.
Well, apparently you can. So, yeah.
Oh, and, talking about no suspense, let me give you a thing. This is where it got into the alien.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay. Here's how every single suspenseful thing in this movie is. It's dark. It's dark. It's dark. Monster.
Yeah.
Every fucking time. So when it gets dark, you're like, monster's coming.
I jumped like nobody's business at the movies.
You did not jump once.
Not once.
You jumped at that trailer with that lion and Idris Elba, and you did not jump once at this fucking movie. I was waiting for it. It's like,
I know.
And yeah, you were just sitting there like, nope.
I know. Not once did I jump.
So, folks.
The cabin, though.
That's a nice cabin.
That cabin
was a nice
beautiful.
cabin.
I would like that cabin.
So, folks, well, I'll save that for the end here. So let's wrap up unless you have anything else you'd like to add.
No, I'm struggling with my grade for this. It was disappointing. It was disappointing, but I would still rather watch this a million times than Queen Bees or what's the other one?
Old. You are still holding grudges against those movies.
Oh my gosh.
You are still holding. That's like your bar.
Yeah, so I guess it's a D for disappointing.
No?
Like, I'm never gonna give a full failing grade to something with Dr. Ian Malcolm in it. I just won't.
Fair enough.
Like, I mean, he's
Fair enough. Well, we're almost on the same page.
okay.
I'm far more unforgiving than you are, but we're kind of on the same page. It is a D-
Okay.
for me. For all of the reasons and more that I have gotten into. I know that there's still something that maybe somebody, a new visionary, can do with this film and make it interesting. Maybe there's a new metaphor, a new take on it, outside of the same one we've been trampling on since the first movie. But at this point, it's done, folks. I can't have this.
I would have rather them done like a very like Logan-esque type of thing, where it's just them out in the cabin, like training Blue and Beta.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would have rather watched 2 hours of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all I can say in conclusion is that the tagline above the poster, it's even on the there it is. It's even on the little collector's cup they give us, saying the epic conclusion to the Jurassic era. And all I can say is, do you promise? Like, don't lie to me. Don't play with my emotions. And it gives me no pleasure to say that after I've reaffirmed for you how much the original Jurassic Park means to me.
Like, legitimate, you saw it, what, 10 times in the theater?
I saw it 10 times in the theater. I saw it when they re-released it in 3D. I saw it when they did the anniversary release. We went and saw it for our first date. So yeah, I love Jurassic Park.
Like, the 3D thing, that reminded me, that was another thing that drove me nuts. I hate when movies film for 3D, and you can tell, and it's like, no, I don't need to see that.
So yeah, so that's all for this one. That is all I've got to say.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, 30 minutes of that. That's all I've got to say. But we are gonna rebound. We're rebounding because we're planning on seeing Bob's Burgers next.
Yes.
So we will rebound and we will recoup this loss. All right. But thank you all for joining us. Thanks for coming along. Probably well past date by the time this actually gets posted, but who cares? But anyway, thank you all for joining us, and as always, drive safe, and we will see you at the movies.